Two-wheel drive juniors year final, leg 1.
Okay, so your under 13 first leg of the A final is on the way, led around by Ben Smith, Josh Holdsworth and Isaac McFadden, already looking to make a move onto young Josh. So that is allowing Ben to gap slightly. So it is Ben, Josh, Isaac and Harry Britton. And then we've got Tommy Hall as well. So nice clean start from all of us. And Ben Smith is trying to do everything to gap the leading pack of Josh Holdsworth and Isaac McFadden. So Ben opens on a 21-21. And the gap between Ben Smith and Josh Holdsworth is 0.3 on the track. So Josh Holdsworth will be doing everything possible to look for a nice clean move past young Ben, and Harry Britton has moved up into the free spot, so that's allowed him to get past the McFadden machine, running his Yokomo YZ2, and he's on his lid, so that is giving advantage back over to McFadden. And then Tommy Hall running his PR car. So it is young Ben going down the straightaway, closely chased by Josh. Last time by was 0.7, this time by is 0.6, so nothing to split these two. And you are currently on your 3 minutes 30 remaining. So you've got a two-way battle at the moment. You've got a battle between Ben Smith and Josh, and then you've got a three-way battle now between Isaac, Tommy Hall and Harry Britton, chasing down that final third spot on the podium. So best lap so far we have seen has come from Ben Smith on a 20.43. However, this time by, Josh looks to be slightly closer. The gap was 1.2 last time by, looks to be about 0.4, and it is 0.4 exactly. So Josh is putting the hammer down and putting pressure onto Ben Smith to try and get past and take the first leg. And then we have got Isaac McFadden, Harry Britton and Tommy Hall.
Okay, car 8, leaders are coming.
Okay, so our race leaders are fastly approaching the back markers, which is going to be cars 8 and 9. And they are through, and we are just waiting for that final one of car 8, and Josh has made a mistake, so that has given full advantage over to Ben Smith, and Isaac McFadden, Tommy and Harry are having a battle. So with that mistake, Josh, it is 3.6 on the clock. So you will be hoping that Ben Smith will make a mistake to allow that race to start pushing on, or you need to start whapping in some good 20-second laps in your 1 minute 40 remaining. And there we go. So Ben slightly made a mistake up front of the rostrum, so that'll be a half second closer now, and you are pushing absolutely everything. And you're in one closing minute, 1 minute 30. So last time by your gap was 3.1. This time by your gap is Josh 2 seconds. So you've just taken a second out of Ben Smith last time by. So you are throwing everything at it. And then we have got McFadden and Hall in the 3 and 4 spot, and Harry Britton. So Ben looks a bit more comfortable this time by in your closing 1 minute. So your gap this time by is 2.7. And Josh is over. So that is making Ben very happy with those mistakes. Josh, you've got a quick car behind you, but you just need to try and make that error free to try and crack Ben Smith.
Okay, car 9, you've got the 3.
Oh, so your race is on between Isaac and Tommy. And Tommy's just sneaked through that 3 spot in your closing 40. So your gap between Ben Smith and Holdsworth is 4, but your main race now is between Tommy Hall, Isaac McFadden and Harry Britton. So there's nothing to split these three. And Tommy's made a mistake, so that's allowed McFadden to get through. However, now Tommy's got the gearbox all over of Harry Britton. So Tommy Hall's gone into three. McFadden's into the free spot. And Isaac's made a mistake, so this is your final battle with your closing seconds between Tommy Hall, Isaac and Harry. Nice clean moves, no one's watching. And your third spot has gone to then Isaac McFadden and Tommy Hall and Harry Britton.
A final, two-wheel drive, under 13s, leg 2.
Okay, so your under 13 leg 2 is on its way, led around by Ben Smith, Luke and Isaac and Harry Britton. So it was a close race last time between Ben and Josh. Only a few tenths over the line last time from them. So this time it is just covered by less than a second. And just going over Luke now. So Ben Smith is trying to do everything to capitalise on it from this time and not allow Josh Holdsworth to get anywhere close near him. So Josh has got Isaac McFadden over his rear gearbox trying to find a way past so he can chase down Ben Smith with that Schumacher KC. And with McFadden all over Holdsworth's gearbox has allowed him, Ben Smith, to extend that gap. So last time by was 1.4. This time by your gap is 1.4, so stayed exactly the same. So mistake from Ben, so is that allowing Josh? And it has to be Marshall. So it is going to be Josh Holdsworth, and there is mistake central going out there. Then McFadden drops back. So it is now Josh, Ben and Harry Britton into the free spot. So your mover at the present moment has been Tommy Hall, just moving up, getting past car 5, which was Tyler. So Josh Holdsworth going through the infield at the moment, chased down by Ben Smith and Harry Britton. So if it stays like this, this will go into the deciding leg 3. So we know Josh Holdsworth does have a fast car. However, he is prone to make some mistakes out there, but this time Ben's made a mistake, and also Harry Britton. So the gap between Holdsworth and Smith holds out at 2 seconds, and this time by it has gapped to 2.4. So Josh is doing everything in the right way, but Ben, you need to put the hammer down and do everything you can do to get onto that gearbox of Josh Holdsworth to take the meeting. And in third spot we have got a race on between Harry Britton, Tommy Hall and Isaac McFadden. So tidy it up in the infield, guys.
2 minutes 30 seconds. 2-1.
And Ben Smith's over that time, so that is going to give a bit more comfort blanket to Holdsworth. And Holdsworth in traffic, so well done guys, and he'll be close straight on car 8. And then we've got Harry Britton in the 3 spot, and then McFadden in the 4th spot. So the gap between Holdsworth and Smith holds out at 2.7. Fastest lap of the race has come from Ben Smith on a 20.2. And the gap holds at 2.2, so he's just taken half a second out of your job. And Ben is trying to do everything possible to get onto that gearbox. And then you've got a race on for 3 and 4 between Harry Britton and Isaac, so keep it clean, guys. Okay, so you're coming into your closing 1 minute 15. Last time by it was 1.8. This time by with, and Ben makes a mistake and goes off at the end of the straight as well. Quickly marshalled by Mr. Young Springer. So that's opened the gap to 7.2. So unless Josh makes multiple mistakes, in this closing minute, it looks like this leg is going to go to Josh Holdsworth. So your main battle on the track at the moment is for that free spot between McFadden and Harry Britton, and is closely watched by the ref as well. So these moves need to be clean into your closing 30. So it will be this lap and one more for third place. So Harry's making his car as wide as possible, and Isaac McFadden's looking all over as we go down the straight now. And they are covered by a few temps over each other, and they're on each other's gearbox, and you are into your closing 10. So it is Britton followed by McFadden, and Isaac's looking racy, trying to get past Harry, and he's through. Oh, I'll let the ref go for that one. If it was clean, I can't see it from this side. Okay, so in the end, that was for Tyler Liddell, jumps up into the front.
Your final leg 3, under 13s, 2-wheel drive.
Okay, so your under 13s on its way, led around by Ben Smith and Josh. And then also Isaac McFadden. So they're getting away this time and gapping Tommy Hall straight away. So they are split by 0.4 on the track. And your race is on now for between Ben and Josh. And this will be your overall victory of this race meeting. So Ben is running his Schumacher KC and closely followed by Josh with that Absema powered TM2, supported by Craig Collinson. And Josh is looking on the inside, looking out, and made a nice clean move on that one. So that is now going to gap Ben. So the race is on now between Josh and Ben. Was that the move to take the victory of the under 13s? So we don't need to look at the PC to see this gap. It is split by absolutely nothing. And they are looking left and looking right, and you are only into your 3 minutes 30. So plenty of time remaining. So what Josh needs to do is trying to gap Ben Smith, and there's lap traffic already. So managed to navigate them perfectly clear. And Josh is trying to make his car as wide as possible, but also pursuing on and trying to gap Ben Simpson. Smith, I don't know why I said Simpson. So Josh has gapped Ben. Last time by was half a second, and there's issues of lap traffic going from it. So Josh gets sideways and hooks up against the pipe, and good old Ben is getting cheered on by the rest of the Schumacher guys.
Okay, 9 got leaders. Yeah, that's one.
And there is issue, so Ben's managed to capitalise. So it is Josh and Ben. Last time we're split by 0.5, this time split by a few tenths. And they're lapping traffic again, so blue car, don't be a factor. Thank you very much. So they've got a nice clear track now, so they are lapping in consistently low 20s, so they're not holding each other up too much. And Josh is over, so that is giving advantage over to Ben. So will that be the second meeting win now for Ben Simpson? Smith. Why do I keep on saying Simpson today? He's pitting my tent anyway, so it's fine.
Straight.
So Ben Smith leads us around, followed by Josh. And you've got a closing 1 minute 40 remaining. So your gap is 0.7 between Ben and Josh.
Okay, car 8 leaders are there. And big joint. So best lap we have seen has come from Josh on a 20.1.
and has got onto the gearbox of Ben. So he will try and make a move. So both of them have made errors in this mistake, and another one has come from Josh. And you've got your closing 1 minute 10. And Josh is throwing everything at it. So the gap was 2.8 last time round, and you're into your closing 50. So will there be enough time for Josh to get on the gearbox of Ben, or will there be a mistake from Ben to gain victory of your under 13s? So the gap is 2 seconds. It looks like it's closed a little bit more into your closing 35. And Josh has made a slight roll as well whilst Ben was going through traffic. So last time was a 2 second gap. This time by is 1.6 into your closing 22. So will they get through for one more lap? Smithy's hoping not. And Josh is over, so I think that has given the meeting win to Ben. Unless there's going to be some mechanical issues.
Nine finished, 10 finished, 3 finished, 6 finished, 5 finished.